Hello, welcome to Vibe Fashion's YouTube channel. My name is Eunice. So in today's video, we're going to be learning how to make a cow kaftan, and these are the materials I'll be using to achieve this cow kaftan. I have my lace fabric, and I also have my Dubai bias. That's what we call it in our local market here. And then I have my Ankara fabric. These are the materials I'll be using to achieve this cow kaftan. So the measurement needed to achieve this kaftan is the measurement from the center back to the sleeve length. And here, this measurement I'll be working with is 22 inches. So I'll go ahead and fold over my 22 inches and show us the next thing to do. So I folded my fabric over, can you see? And I have 22 inches. So first I'm going to draw my starting line, which is the shoulder line. So next I'll be doing is to draw the hip point, and the hip point is 27. Next is the knee line. The knee line is 38. And then I've earlier said the full length is 58, and then 60 inches for my hemming allowance. So I'll go ahead and straighten out my lines. So having straightened out my lines, next I'll do is to mark the shoulder, draw the shoulder slide. So I'm marking 3 inches here, and then you can see that it's extending all the way to this point. So I'm just going to come here. I'll come down by 2 inches to create my shoulder slide. So I'll use my ruler to connect it like this. So now we have our shoulder slant. Next we're going to do is I'll come down here by the sleeve opening. This is the opening where the hand will come out from. So at this point, I'm coming down by 11 inches. So here is my 11 inches. Can you see that? So now this is what I'll be doing. At this point where I came down by 11 inches, I'll go in by 1 inch. This is just to give it that nice shape. You don't want it to be straight, the sleeve opening. If not, this down part will drop. So I'm just going in by 1 inch so you can see the slant I have here. So having done that, at this point now, the next thing I'm going to do is to bring the hip measurement. I'm going to be bringing the hip measurement, quarter of the hip measurement plus my sewing allowance of 2 inches to the knee line. Take note that we have the shoulder line, the hip line, the knee line, and then the full length. We don't have chest line and all that. So here on the hip, on the knee line, so I'm going to enter quarter of her hip measurement plus 2 inches. And quarter of her hip measurement is 13 plus 2 inches. That will give me this. Okay, so now I have this here. So now what I'll be doing at this point, I will go in by 2 inches here. At this my 1 inch that I came in here, I'll go in by 2 inches. So now I want to create this cow shape. You see, because I said we're making a cow kaftan, so I want to create this cow shape here. Can you see? So I've gone in by 2 inches here this way, and then I'll go ahead and bring it out like this. You see? So I'm just going to draw this shape, taking it down like this. Then I'll curve it to meet this hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Did you see the shape I have? So first let me run through it again. At this sleeve opening, I went in by 1 inch to create my slant. Then I went in by 2 inches and then began to curve this way. Can you see the shape I have? So I connected it to this point here on the knee. So what I have here on the knee line, which is 15 inches, 13 plus 2, that's 15 inches. I'll bring the same measurement to the hem line here. So then I'll just connect a straight line like this. So can you see the shape I have? So the cowl shape is not so much, but this is just perfect for what we want. So now the next thing I'll do is to draw my neckline. The neck width I'm using is a neck width of 4 inches. The neck depth for the back is 1.5, and then the neck depth for the front is 6 inches. So I'll use my curve to connect the neckline like this. So here I have my neckline for the back, and then I'll go ahead and draw the neckline for the front. So first, now we're done with this. So first I'll be cutting the back neckline. Then I'll place this on my fabric and cut out the second piece that will serve as the back before I go ahead and trim this neckline so that it will serve as my front. So on this part, I'm going to go up by half of an inch, which will be for joining the shoulder or the shoulders. So here is my half inch for joining the shoulders. So I want to make sure that when I join the shoulders, I'm maintaining my 11 inches. Remember that by the time I sew on 1 inch, that will reduce it to 10 inches. So that's why I want to maintain that. That's why I'm adding that half inch to the shoulder tip. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the back neckline and cut out my shape and show us how to, and cut the front out and show us what to do next. So now, as you can see, I've cut out my second piece, which is serve as the back. So all I need to do now is to cut the neckline. You see? So I'll take out this piece now. So this will serve as the back piece. So now the next we're going to do is to cut the front neckline. So we now have our back and front piece. You see? It's that simple. So you can see this cowl shape we have here. There's really no particular measurement. Remember that I took the measurement from the center back to the sleeve length, which was 22 inches. So you can see that by going and I curved out and then I came back. So you can see that I'm maintaining the same 22 inches around here. And then I made sure that at the hip point here, you can see I just curved and then curved it to the knee line here. So the next thing is to bring in my lace fabric. So I want this lace to get to her waistline. That's to her half length. That's what I mean. So and her half length is 17.5 inches. So this is where my 17.5 inches is. Can you see? So now all I need to do now is to trace out this neckline, the front neckline that I have here. So I'll just come here with my scissors and then I'll trace it out. I haven't cut out my neckline. I'm going to cut the shoulder here. So now I need to just measure what I have here. Let's remove it. So you can see now we have the neckline. Remember that the width of the neckline I used was 4 inches. I'm going to place my tape from this 4 inches here. You can see that this is stopping at, I want it to stop at the shoulder measurement, and her shoulder measurement is 18 inches. So 18 plus half inch, that's half of 18 is 9. So that's 9 here plus half inch here. So I'm going to slant it and create that V shape we saw on the thumbnail. Remember that this is where this is ending here. That's on my 17 inches. So I'm going to just bring in my ruler connected like this. So can you see that? So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So now I'll open up my neckline, the front neckline like this, and then I'll place it over like this. Can you see? I'll place it over like this. So I'll be using hemming gum to gum this part. You want to make sure that you gum it so that it's not moving here and there. So I'll bring out my hemming gum and show it. So here and now I have my hemming gum. I'm just going to place it under it like this. So you can see. So I'll use my steam iron to press it down. So once I do that, I'll show us how to fix the Dubai bias. That's what we call it here in my area. In our local market, it's called Dubai bias. I don't know what it's called in your side. So if you have another name for it, please drop it in the comment section. Now the next we're going to do is to place on this side. So take note that our V shape, this part is aligning with the V shape that we have there. So now I'll place it over like this here. Can you see? And then I'll take it all the way. I'm trying to maintain my crease line, which is the center line, because this bias is supposed to run all the way from the shoulder and then to the center line. So can you see what we have? So this is it. You will notice that this Y shape we're trying to form, it will not just come here. Can you see at this point it's not blending up well? Can you see that? So you can see this small excess that I have here. So all I need to do now at this point, since I know where the the issue is coming from, can you see? So you can as well drag it around here like this. Can you see? You just drag it a little so that it just blends up nicely. But if you are dragging it and you notice that it's still not giving you what you want, all you need to do is to go to the back like this point here, come here like this, and then sew like 1/4 inch around here. You see? So once I do that, can you see now that I pinned that point, you see that it is more relaxed around here. So I'm going to use my hemming gum too to gum it down, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch it down. Take note that it's overlapping on top of it. So this is for me to achieve that sharp Y shape or V shape, whatever you call it. This is a Y shape because it's going all the way down to the hem of the gown. So I'm going to stick it and then show us the next thing to do. So I've gone ahead to iron my bias. Can you see? Let's see. So remember I talked about this part here that is curved. So all I did was to just, can see this part, I just dragged a little. This is bias, so it's easy for you to stretch out a bias. But just in case you stretch out yours and it's not giving you, just please go ahead and fold something like this. But you can see mine is flowing well. If you buy a bias, if you buy something like this, it will give you this. So you just stretch it out a little. You can see it is gummed already. Can you see? I've ironed it. So I'm going to stitch it down, and then next I'll turn it with my lining. I went ahead to cut lining for this gown. I want it to be lined so that it gives it weight. So my lining is 2 inches shorter. I remember my hemming allowance was 2 inches. My lining is 2 inches shorter. So I'm going to sew the neckline, turn the sides, and then come back and show us the next thing to do. So I've top stitched my bias, can you see? And then I also went ahead to sew the lining to the neckline. And then after sewing, I went ahead to notch it. This is so that I can turn it to the wrong side. And then I also went ahead to hem the down part. So now I'll turn it out and then press it. I repeated the same thing for the back. I'm done pressing my back and front, can you see? And then I already went ahead to use hemming gum to hold down. You can see the hemming gum here. I use hemming gum to hold down the neckline of the front. This is so that it's not coming out. So I'll still press it well so that the hemming gum can dissolve. So now the next to do is to join the shoulders together. And you see, I have my front and back shoulders this way. So all I need to do, you can see the front, I'm holding them together. So I'll bring the back like this. Can you see? Then I'll hold it to that's the front and the back. The front, this front now with the lining. I'll hold it to this lining like this and then flip the Ankara to the right side. Do we understand? This is my front. I'll hold the lining of the back this way, making sure that they are lining at this point where I join them together. And then I'll bring the main fabric for the back to this side. Can you see? So Ankara and Ankara at this side, lining and lining at this side. Then I'll stitch it down on half inch all the way to this end. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side, and then I will join them on half inch and show us on 1 inch and show us the next thing to do. So I've sewn the sides, as you can see. See, I sewed all the way down. So here you can see I left a slit. My slit is 14 inches long. So I stopped my stitch here. So now this is what I did. After sewing on 1 inch all the way down to this point, I stopped here. So you can see that 1 inch, I folded it in like this to use it to create my slit. So can you see? It's really neat, and I wove my dress. It's looking very clean. So that's exactly what I did here. See, so I left my sleeve open, the sleeve opening, and see that. So I started my stitch from 1 inch, and then you can see this part. That's 2 inches is my hemming allowance. That's the folding allowance for the sleeve. So I'm going to give this a good press and then wear it on the mannequin so that I'll see. If you have watched this video up to this point and you are yet to subscribe, please kindly hit on the subscribe button to subscribe. Like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to put on the notification bell. So I'll wear it on the mannequin so that we can see